A double stabbing happened at an apartment complex on Jackson Street. The suspect was first seen walking through the parking deck at 180 Jackson Street. He was dressed in dark clothes, jeans, a surgical mask, and a white shirt. He stopped near a door close to the victim's apartment but didn't get in. He was caught on camera texting on his phone. After texting, he kept walking through the parking deck and was led into the building. He walked down the hallway towards the victim's apartment, stopping briefly at another door before continuing. He waited outside the victim's apartment for about 5 minutes, while texting someone inside before being let in. The suspect stayed in the apartment for about an hour and a half. When he left, he was carrying a safe. Still wearing the mask, he might have a nose ring and a dark ponytail seen from the back of his baseball cap. He threw the safe over a fence and then jumped over the gate himself. Lieutenant Woolfolk asks the public to pay attention to the suspect's unique walk and behavior to help with the investigation. Around 3 a.m., residents of the 6500 block of Southwest 19th Street in North Lauderdale were awakened by the sound of loud firing. A man, later identified as the victim, was wounded in the leg right outside his home. Surveillance footage captured him crawling in pain and pleading with the assailant not to harm him further.
Don't kill me, please, don't kill me.
You come in your daily life and then somebody's gonna want to take it, like you beg them not to you, and it's heartbreaking.
My mom heard 3.
The attackers not only injured him, but also took his black 2018 Mercedes-Benz. The footage additionally revealed a silver, newer model Toyota Camry, which is believed to have been driven by the assailant's accomplice.
That video it's heartbreaking.
Don't kill me, please, don't kill me.
Detectives later located the victim's stolen vehicle on West Prospect Road in Fort Lauderdale. The victim was hospitalized with injuries that are not life-threatening. Authorities are still searching for the assailant and his accomplice. 3 men tried to break into a home near Castlemore Ard and Humberwest Peeping in Brampton. They forced the door and kicked it, but when the homeowner spoke from inside, they fled.
3. Yeah, I see that.
Thankfully, they couldn't get in, or the situation might have been much worse. Early in the morning, around 2:10 a.m., residents in the Kleinberg neighborhood on Major Mackenzie Drive and Highway 27 were startled by a home invasion attempt. Security footage showed several suspects trying to break into a home while the residents were asleep. Thankfully, the suspects were scared off by the homeowner and fled, leaving the family unharmed but shaken. This incident is part of a concerning trend in Vaughn, where home invasions have become more frequent. Authorities believe the criminals are mainly targeting homes to steal car keys. In the Glen Oaks neighborhood of East Louisville, residents are feeling unsafe due to a string of car and garage break-ins. Amanda King's car was stolen from her driveway, highlighting a recent rise in local crime. A week later, King saw a suspicious group in the neighborhood, likely scouting for more targets.
When I saw them running between 2 houses last night, they weren't even in a hurry. They were it looked like that, just strolling along.
The Louisville Metro Police Department, LMPD, is investigating the break-ins, noting that suspects have stolen garage door openers and money from vehicles. Surveillance footage has captured several incidents. In Norton Commons, 4 suspects tried to enter a house after checking cars, but fled when the door was locked. In Falls Creek, 2 individuals were filmed rummaging through cars. In Hills and Dales, while surveillance didn't capture the thieves directly, neighbors' cameras recorded the suspect vehicle.
We just need help. We have security, we have flock, rings, spotlights, alarms, we have it all. I got everything on camera. I've done everything I got to do, but none of it matters. So we just sit back. Someone please tell me, what do we do?
Despite security measures like cameras, alarms, and increased lighting, residents feel their efforts are ineffective against the persistent thieves. LMPD's pursuit policy restricts chases to violent offenders, so break-in suspects are not included.
It is absolutely heartbreaking. You know, I cried last night going to bed. I slept for like 4 hours, and I feel it's just not me. It is so not me.
However, both LMPD and neighborhood associations are increasing patrols to combat the rising crime. 2 men broke into a house in Mississauga through a broken patio door and ended up directly in front of a security camera. One of the men noticed the camera and tried to disable it, but it recorded both video and audio.
Paila, tiene la cámara esa. No, esta es la cámara que manda el mensaje al celular. Paila, Carlos, paila. Esta cámara le manda el mensaje al celular, hermano. Está funcionando, ¿sí o qué?
Speaking in Spanish, he called for his accomplices' help. What they didn't realize was that their faces were already captured on tape.
Sí, está prendida. Nos tenemos que ir, mira. No, mami, estas cámaras que mandan de una el mensaje al celular. Esta ya te la botamos. Ñero, no sea terco, no sea terco. Yo no me mando ñero porque paila. Esos mandan de una el mensaje al celular. Rápido. Carlos, paila, no, está lleno de cámaras, ¿no? Paila. Mami, que son las cámaras, mira la otra cámara acá. Mira, el rancho a la derecha. Paila. Paila.
Although they managed to get inside, their luck ran out as the police were able to arrest them. 4 masked thieves broke into a home on Staten Island and attacked a mother and her daughter with a pistol. They stole a cell phone during the break-in. Police investigated and arrested 2 suspects, Roland Knight and Luthman Sue, who both live on Staten Island. They have been charged with burglary for the home invasion. 2 guys tried to break into a home in broad daylight.
Espere.
The homeowner got a motion alert and shouted at them, causing the thieves to run off.
Get out of here! Hey, Arson, get out of here! Get out of here! Well,
For those who don't know, break-ins often happen during the day when people are usually at work or school, not just at night. On a Friday night, just after 7 p.m., Thomas Ween, who was experiencing high blood sugar and unable to walk, called 911 for help.
I literally just watched you put yourself on the ground. On purpose. Like, I'm not playing the game with you.
My feeling too high. I couldn't walk. I was giddy, and I told her I can't walk. He made me walk.
EMTs from Catskill arrived, but, despite Thomas's condition, insisted he try to walk to the ambulance.
I can't carry him down the stairs. Stuff not having shortness of breath. Let's go.
As Thomas struggled to get into the ambulance and onto the gurney, he fell to the floor. A video of the incident showed the EMTs laughing, making unprofessional comments, and pulling on Thomas's arms and legs roughly. They criticized him for falling and treated him in a demeaning manner.
You need to get up.
You gotta pull yourself up. You shouldn't have gone down there.
I can't get you up now.
That's
You can
just,
do it. There's no reason why you went down like that.
When you pulled me by my feet, it hurt me.
At the hospital, doctors found internal bleeding in Thomas's right leg, which might have been worsened by the handling during the incident. The video sparked public outrage, leading Thomas's family and friends to demand justice.
I could only watch the first one where he fell off the bed. I did not watch the rest of them because I was so upset.
I'm sorry, man. I'm not trying to laugh at you, but I feel like I'm dealing with a teenager right now. Like, I feel like I'm dealing with my 7-year-old that won't follow directions.
What kind of EMTs do they have on there?
Is there any reason as to why you would think that the EMTs would treat you or your husband this way?
That I do not know. I do not know. I'll never trust the Catskill Ambulance Squad again.
Catskill town officials are investigating the incident, and the involved EMTs are not currently scheduled to work. Thomas is reported to be recovering and able to walk around his hospital room. If you want to see a thief truly scared, check out this clip. A big guy in a ski mask tried to steal a parcel from a Porch, but he didn't know what was coming. As he dashed away, an explosive blast went off, sending him flying and crashing onto the grass with a loud thud. The sudden blast made him roll around in shock and fear, and he even thought he'd soiled himself. The homeowner, alerted by the explosion, yelled furiously at him. The thief bizarrely claimed he wasn't stealing and asked for an ambulance. The homeowner really shook him up. He sat on the porch for a while before finally limping away in embarrassment. On July 18th, 2024, around 3:40 a.m., at the intersection of Winfields Road and Beckenridge Drive in Markham, a white 4-door sedan pulled up to a house. A person in the back seat fired several shots at the house before the car drove away. Luckily, no one was hurt. On July 21st, 2024, at about 1:45 a.m. at the same address, the police were called about a car on fire. Surveillance footage showed a gray SUV nearby before a person walked up to a parked car, poured something flammable on it, and set it on fire. Investigators are asking for any extra video footage from the area or dashcam videos from nearby roads around the time of these events. They are urging anyone who saw something or has information to come forward. In Chicago, several postal vehicle thefts have been linked to a white SUV caught on video. The SUV was seen following a USPS truck, and the footage shows 2 men breaking the passenger window and stealing mail and packages after the postal worker left the truck. There's also an investigation into an armed robbery of another postal worker on June 26th near 50th and Evans in Jefferson Park. Surveillance video from this incident shows a woman in a pink shower cap approaching the postal worker, who then retreats. The woman is considered armed and dangerous. The police are offering a $150,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest in these cases. This package thief thought he had everything planned out, but he didn't expect the homeowner to be so gutsy. He dropped his bags and headed to the door, then surprised everyone by barging into the house as if he lived there. The startled homeowner chased after him, and although the thief tried to shut the door on him, it didn't stop the homeowner. He tackled the thief and brought him to his knees. The thief pleaded for his life, but his pleas were clearly fake. He took his time leaving, giving the homeowner a fierce look for ruining his plan. In Oklahoma, a woman showed up at someone's place and stole their Ring camera. It's ironic since these cameras are meant to deter theft and crime. The theft might be driven by the value of the hardware or a desire to remove surveillance before committing other crimes like burglary. Who would have thought a paintball gun could be a home defense tool? A group of thieves kept stealing election signs from a house, so the homeowner came up with a clever plan. When the thieves showed up again, the homeowner was ready with a paintball gun. He fired paintballs at them, causing the thieves to panic and use the signs as shields. They quickly ran off, but one thief tried to make a quick grab and ended up getting hit by paintballs and falling multiple times. The homeowner kept firing and shouting, eventually sending the thief away humiliated and empty-handed. A man targeted a police station late at night in British Columbia. He poured gasoline around the building and then set it on fire. Fortunately, he was arrested and faced multiple charges. It's shocking how brazen someone would be to attack a police station like that. In Greensboro, North Carolina, a man was seen scouting a homeowner's house. When the homeowner confronted him, he ran away.
Hello? Hello? Hey! Hey!
It turns out he was there to steal the homeowner's dog. The homeowner called the police, but the man was never caught. A robber was being cautious while trying to snatch a parcel from the porch. However, he wasn't ready for what happened next. After shaking the parcel to check if it was fake, the homeowner suddenly burst out of the front door and chased him. The homeowner tackled the thief, and they both rolled down a snowy slope. Taking advantage of the situation, the homeowner then escaped. The thief might have had the brains, but he definitely didn't have the brawn. In LA, a guy was trying to break into a garage on Romaine and Ardmore Avenue. A passing car startled him, and he fled.
Hey, what are you doing? Hello?
The homeowner was alerted by the commotion, and luckily the guy didn't manage to break in. In San Diego, California, a guy attempted to break into a house during the day but didn't realize he was being watched. The homeowner told him to leave, and fortunately, he did without causing any trouble.
Hey, I have you on our camera. I have you on our camera. Can you get out? Can you get out of our backyard?
It turned out he had also tried doors on other houses in the neighborhood, leading people to call the cops. The man was eventually arrested. If you're going to put in all that effort to steal a package, make sure it's not from a bounty hunter. They won't let you get away easily. This thief tried to sneak off with a parcel, but the bounty hunter saw through his plan and chased him. The thief dropped the parcel when the door slammed open and ran. The hunter pursued him for a few miles before losing him. Meanwhile, the thief's partner, who was waiting in the getaway car, saw his buddy running and the armed hunter aiming at him. Realizing it was time to bail, he abandoned his friend and took off. Later, the cops found the stolen vehicle abandoned with a bunch of Amazon packages piled up in the back seat. In Denver, Colorado, a woman was caught breaking into mailboxes late at night by a resident.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Get the hell out of there. Get the hell out of there. Killer!
When the resident mentioned that the police were on their way, she fled but didn't get far and was arrested.
Killer! Get gone, quick. Police are on the way. You guys want to sit in the car?
The U.S. Postal Service, USPS, and other organizations recommend using locking mailboxes and retrieving mail promptly after delivery. For outgoing mail with sensitive information, it's best to use secure postal facilities. In Greensboro, North Carolina, a thief tried to open a car door at someone's property but didn't realize he was being watched. The homeowner came outside and shouted at him, causing the thief to run away.
Got a problem? Yeah, get the out of here.
Fortunately, the homeowner noticed in time, or the car might have been stolen. This man was caught stealing 2 large packages from a house. The homeowner saw him and called 911. When the cops arrived, they found him jogging down the sidewalk with the parcels in his book bag. They gave him a shove, sending him to the ground, then took him into custody and returned the packages to the homeowner. The homeowner saw footage of the man at her door and is relieved she wasn't home at the time. He appeared disoriented and kept circling around her house.
On.
The homeowner is definitely creeped out by his behavior. In Charlotte, North Carolina, a man has been roaming around the neighborhood and ringing doorbells. At 10 p.m., he showed up at a house and rang the doorbell repeatedly.
Bro, it's late, man. Go away. Go away, dude.
The homeowner decided not to answer and called the police. What would you do in that situation? This man was so fed up with package thieves raiding his porch that he decided to let them do his chores. He had recorded over a dozen people stealing from him and was done with it. He filled several small boxes with trash, oil, and even his dog's feces, then put them on his porch. When the thieves showed up to grab the boxes, an air horn went off, scaring them away. No matter how sneaky they tried to be, the loud alarm sent them running. Even if they did take the packages, they were just doing the homeowner a favor by taking out the trash. In Seattle, Washington, a man showed up on someone's patio at 5:30 a.m. and started looking for the kid's bike, which was locked up. It was clear he was trying to steal it, but the mom spoke up, catching him by surprise, and he ran away.
Yo, what are you doing? Get away from my kid's bike. About to call the police on you in a second, bro. 911, about to call, you better run.
It's pretty low to try to steal from a child. In Lakewood Ranch, Florida, a group of teens was running around the neighborhood checking car doors. Luckily, they couldn't find any unlocked cars. They should really get a job instead of causing trouble like this. In Kansas City, a guy showed up at someone's place but didn't ring the doorbell. The motion alarm alerted the homeowner. The man started to leave when the homeowner came outside. He asked for water and said he was cold.
What's up, man?
Oh, sorry, I was wondering if I can get a little something to drink.
Honey, it is like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I only woke up because my ring came on.
I'm sorry, I was just a veteran, kind of cold.
Babe, I'm sorry. You gotta understand where you're at, babe.
He wouldn't make eye contact and seemed confused. He kept looking around and behind him.
You keep wandering up to people's doors, you're gonna get caught.
I'm sorry. I was...
Sorry, dude. I need you to vacate the premises, please.
Sorry.
The situation felt creepy and like he had hidden motives. If you were in that situation, would you open the door for this unsettling person? In the Logan Square neighborhood of Chicago, Jason Williams had a shocking encounter with a burglar at his West Park home. Around 3 p.m. on a Thursday, Williams got an alert from his alarm company while he was on his way home. Checking his camera feed, he saw an intruder trying to break into his house. When Williams arrived, the suspect was still inside, and they unexpectedly came face to face.
He seemed as startled as I was when we ran into each other downstairs.
Williams, without anything else available, grabbed a frying pan and fought the intruder.
I didn't know what to really grab. I grabbed a frying pan and basically it was a tussle. I hit him a couple times in the foyer here. Unfortunately, he got outside, chased him around the back of the house.
The struggle continued outside as Williams chased the suspect to the back of the house. Chicago police, alerted by the earlier alarm, arrived quickly and detained the suspect.
Right when I came out, they were there, so I was really happy to see the police,
The 33-year-old suspect was taken to Illinois Masonic Hospital for injuries from the incident. Williams felt relieved that the suspect wasn't armed and hoped this would be the last time he'd face such a situation.
This is your house. I have kids. I have a wife. I have a dog. So you're worried about your family, but you really feel violated, and I was angry. So, frying pan, and the anger got taken out on the burglar. I'm making swordfish tonight, so I'll be using the pan. So
it wasn't taken as evidence?
No, it wasn't taken as evidence, but it definitely has a big dent.
While he was frustrated and felt violated by the event, he was grateful that his family, including his wife and dog, were safe. A man showed up at someone's house at 1 a.m., rang the doorbell, and then tried to push the door open. He then sat down on the porch. It's unclear what his intentions were, but it's a good thing the homeowner didn't answer the door. It's always better to be safe than sorry. A so-called landscaper showed up at Alex's home without an appointment, claiming to have leftover mulch from a nearby job. He offered to mulch Alex's yard for $10 per bag.
They wanted around $10 per bag. Looking at my front yard, I figured they probably only use about 50 bags, so I agreed to the work.
Alex agreed, thinking he'd need around 50 bags. He asked for a quote, but was told it wasn't possible up front. 2 hours later, Alex was hit with a $5,000 bill for 500 bags of mulch. Checking his Ring camera, Alex saw the bags were only half full, making the $5,000 charge seem unjustified.
So after looking at the Ring camera, the bags that they used were essentially half empty. They had burlap sacks filled with a few shovelfuls of mulch.
When Alex disputed the bill and the quality of work, the workers refused to leave, prompting him to call the San Diego police. The police said it was a civil matter and advised him to negotiate with the workers. Fearing for his safety, Alex paid $2,500 to get them to leave.
Police said it was a civil matter from their perspective and that me and the scamster should come to some kind of understanding of a deal. So I kind of felt obligated to pay them some amount. I was really afraid that if I didn't pay them enough, they would come back and, hurt me or my family later on. This is torn up. It's not supposed to be like this.
The work was poorly done, damaging plants and parts of his irrigation system. Alex later found out about a similar scam targeting a senior citizen in Poway, where the victim was charged $155,000. Attempts to reach the company through the provided number and online searches were unsuccessful, indicating possible fraud. Complaints from others on Nextdoor suggested this wasn't an isolated case.
It's not a common scam, but I think we need to be aware.
The media covered the story to warn the public about such scams, and the district attorney's office advised homeowners to be cautious, check references, and get multiple estimates before hiring anyone for home projects. On a Saturday morning, nearly a dozen residents in Port St. Lucie found their cars had been broken into. Among them, 2 residents reported missing weapons, and one said their car was stolen. Surveillance footage from just after 3 a.m. shows 2 suspects in hoodies and masks involved in the burglaries. The video captures one suspect checking a car, finding nothing valuable, and then signaling the other to move to a different car. The pair was later seen trying to open another car door down the street. All the victims had left their car doors unlocked.
Crimes happen because there's a victim, there's a suspect, and there's opportunity. If we can remove that opportunity, which by locking your vehicles, that would remove 75% of our car burglary.
The police noted that such crimes happen when there's a victim, a suspect, and an opportunity, and emphasized that locking car doors can prevent most car burglaries. On January 26, 2024, several unlocked vehicles were broken into in Manitowoc, including in the 800 blocks of N5 The H Street and N6 The H Street. Stolen items included electronics like cell phones and AirPods, US currency, wallets, keys, purses, IDs, and other personal belongings. The Manitowoc Police Department investigated and obtained surveillance footage showing that 3 people were likely involved. The police, working with Crime Stoppers, are asking the public for help in identifying the suspects and are offering a reward of up to $500 for information leading to their arrest. In this intense video, we see a bold theft happening early in the morning in Vaughn, Ontario. Thieves target a luxury Lexus RX, stealing it right from the driveway at Martin Grove and Highway 7. The whole thing was caught on surveillance cameras, giving important evidence for the police. The theft happened at 2:15 a.m., and the criminals carefully carried out their plan to steal the expensive car. This incident highlights how important it is to stay alert and take steps to protect our vehicles. On July 31st, a man tried to break into a car parked on someone's driveway. Fortunately, the car door was locked and he couldn't get in. Each year, hundreds of thousands of vehicles are stolen in the U.S., with the rate of car theft changing from year to year. The number can rise in certain areas due to factors like economic problems and shifts in law enforcement strategies. Urban areas with bigger populations often report more car thefts. On the morning of the 4th, a man dressed in a fake security uniform showed up at a home on the southeast side. Seeing that no one was home, he called his accomplice, and they broke into the house. Security cameras caught them going through belongings. They then grabbed items like jewelry and cash, ran to their car, and sped away.
It was a very helpless feeling. I was also very shocked because we've lived here, we built where we live, and we've always enjoyed the peace of our home in this area.
The burglars targeted an upscale neighborhood outside Greenfield next. They knocked on 4 doors, but only broke into a house where the residents were away on vacation. The homeowner, who was watching remotely, saw the burglary on her security cameras.
It feels very vulnerable. Felt very vulnerable and helpless because we were away and couldn't, rush home. It was a substantial loss for our family. Yeah. It wasn't all monetary. There were sentimental things that were snatched in the situation.
The police were alerted, and the burglars were in and out in less than 6 minutes. The family lost both money and sentimental items.
We ask that those homeowners be vigilant, meaning, hey, if you got camera footage, use an alarm system. Even notify your neighbors that you may not be around. That way they can pick up your mail or kind of keep an eye out for you.
Detectives and victims hope someone will recognize the burglars from the footage and report them. In affluent suburbs, a troubling new high-tech crime trend has emerged: remote relay car theft, where cars are stolen in seconds without using their keys. In Solihull, near Birmingham, England, thieves used electronic equipment to capture a key's signal from inside the house and transmit it to a device near the car, tricking it into thinking the key was present. West Midlands police reported that a Mercedes was stolen using this method, along with other high-end vehicles like Range Rovers.
Can't get in at the minute. Come on. YM Tango Charlie 1-3. That green Persia that we ran through is now failing to stop. We are Jennings Road, Birmingham City Centre. And it's an abandoned YM. It's gone the wrong way up Moore Street into the city centre. Can you just see if they can get it onto CCTV for us?
After a car chase involving a Peugeot in Birmingham, police discovered remote relay equipment for the first time in England, solving the case. Jason Lang, 49, was asleep in Haywood, Greater Manchester, when his car was stolen using the relay technique. Early in the morning, a car reversed into his one-way street and stopped outside his driveway. 2 men, wearing hoods and gloves to hide their identities, got out. One stayed by Lang's 30,000-pound Toyota with a transmitter, while the other approached his front door with a relay amplifier. The amplifier tricks the car into thinking the key is nearby, unlocking the doors and allowing the thieves to start the engine and drive away. Lang remained unaware until he opened his front door at 9 a.m. and discovered his car was missing. Residents in Danville woke up to find their cars had been burglarized. Thieves were breaking into cars, stealing garage door openers, and then using them to enter the homes of the car owners. On a Sunday morning around 7 a.m., 2 neighbors encountered the burglars. Ring cameras on Blackstone Drive captured a group fleeing after a burglary. One victim, Jeffrey Sue, chased the burglars from her house and down the street.
And so she chased them out of the house and out of the garage and down the street here, and just running and screaming. And what's really sad sad and bizarre about this is the perpetrators, while they were running from her, were laughing at her.
The thieves used a stolen garage opener to enter her home through an unlocked door connecting the garage. They stole items from her garage and house, including car keys.
They managed to get her garage door opener out of her car and on her driveway, open the garage, take things from her garage, and unfortunately the door into the house from the garage was left open, unlocked. So they were able to get into her house while she and her kids were inside. They went into her house, took her car keys.
A few streets away, Mike Pulowski found the same group entering his garage.
3 guys were coming into my garage, masks, black hoodies, came in. They weren't expecting me. They were coming into the house.
They had broken into his car, stolen items including hunting knives, and used the garage clicker to gain access. Mike chased them away and called the police, but the pursuit ended when the burglars crossed into Allen County, where police chases are not allowed.
The PD was fantastic. They immediately responded. They sent units. Rather than coming to the house, it became an active pursuit. But I sent them a picture. They chased, they pursued, but as soon as they got into Alameda County does not let police chase, so they just let criminals get away.
Danville police are investigating the break-ins, noting at least 8 cars were targeted, with some incidents leading to residential burglaries. The community is feeling unsafe and is considering increasing security measures and forming a neighborhood watch group.
Citizens deserve to feel safe in our home. And right now, we don't feel safe in our home. And it's a direct result of the politics and the politicians, the lawmakers that we put in power. And if we are not thoughtful about that, if we allow other people for other agendas to put people in power that don't protect us in our home, then that's on us.
Police advise residents to lock their cars, garages, and homes, and to rethink using garage clickers to prevent similar incidents. A home invasion in Washington state took a turn when the homeowner fired back at 3 suspects.
Seattle police!
The intruders got more than they expected, but fortunately, no one was hurt and the family stayed safe. After using a blowtorch to break into the house, 2 thieves found the keys to an Audi and stole the vehicle. The police were notified, and fortunately, the suspects were arrested and the car was recovered. The Parker Police Department is seeking assistance in identifying 2 armed and dangerous suspects. The suspects, driving a white Lexus, were captured on surveillance video approaching and entering several vehicles with a weapon. This incident took place on June 15th around 5:30 a.m. in the Parker Vista subdivision. On a Wednesday, 2 robberies happened just 3 hours apart. Both victims think they were followed home from the Asia supermarket near Tulare and Chestnut in Fresno. When they arrived home, masked suspects confronted them and stole jewelry. The suspects were seen fleeing in a dark gray Chrysler 200 with the license plate 7ZND 846. Fresno police are investigating, and they believe the 2 robberies are connected due to their similarities and timing. The Asian community has been actively supporting the victims, helping to find clues and raise awareness. The victims and their families are grateful for the support and relieved that no one was physically harmed, though they are shaken by the incidents and concerned about their safety. In Bryan, Texas, recent vehicle theft attempts were recorded on surveillance video in the Sienna neighborhood off Old Reliance RD. The footage shows a suspect trying to open unlocked vehicles. In response, the Bryan Police Department is encouraging residents to follow the 9 p.m. routine. This involves locking vehicles and bringing valuable items like purses, wallets, car keys, weapon, laptops, and backpacks inside their homes each night. This routine aims to enhance community safety by prompting residents to systematically secure their belongings before bedtime. In Deltona, Florida, a series of burglaries has raised significant concern. Multiple incidents, including vehicle break-ins and a home burglary, have occurred recently. During the early morning hours, a suspect broke into a house through an unlocked door while the homeowner was asleep. Cash was stolen from the home. Additional burglaries were reported on Applegate Terrace and Armadillo Drive, with items like Apple AirPods and a weapon taken. Sheriff Mike Chitwood is leading efforts to address these crimes, and a $5,000 reward is being offered for information that leads to the arrest and conviction of the suspect involved. In Weston, Florida, a homeowner initially thought he saw a man going fishing, but surveillance footage revealed a different story. The video, taken in the Coconuts neighborhood, shows the man by the lake, seemingly fishing. However, he later approached the homeowner's house and attempted to open 2 patio doors. He was unsuccessful in his attempt to break in. The Broward Sheriff's Office is asking anyone who recognizes the man to contact them. In Plano, Texas, on July 27th at around 3 a.m., a man attempted to break into cars on someone's property. Although the car doors were locked and he couldn't get inside, he successfully stole an unlocked car from the neighborhood. The investigation is ongoing, and the stolen vehicle has not yet been recovered. Just before 3:30 a.m., a white Range Rover pulled up outside a home. Surveillance footage showed a person exiting the vehicle to check out a BMW parked in the driveway, possibly targeting it for theft. Meanwhile, other accomplices approached the front door, one of them holding a brick.
If you notice on the video, the gentleman on the back, he's holding a brick, so they brought a brick with them.
A brick to break into your house?
That is correct.
Despite the floodlight activating, the intruders smashed the door open and woke the family inside. They demanded car keys and threatened the family, claiming to have a weapon.
They yelling, "Give us the keys, give us the keys. We have a And I'm like, leave our house.
Concerned for their child's safety, homeowner Michelle Vaughn was relieved when his wife made a loud noise, causing the intruders to flee.
I was just thinking about my 16-month-old. I'm like, if something happens to me today, what's going to happen to my 16-month-old?
The incident left the family feeling vulnerable, and they, along with their neighbors, have since hired a private security force for the community.
You know, a gun has never been pointed at me. I'm just a regular citizen.
I'm tired of hearing from constituents who are horrified, terrorized.
We started off with 25 houses, but now we have 210 and still growing.
A police report has been filed, but no arrests have been made yet. Imagine you're relaxing at home after your kids' track practice when suddenly your wife bursts in, panicked about someone breaking into your place. It turns out 2 guys were messing with your SUV parked outside. Being the protective dad he is, Stowe grabs his weapon and heads downstairs. He catches one of the thieves in the act and chases him away, but the other thief is still in the getaway car. Things get intense, and Stowe ends up firing his weapon when the thief tries to close the car door on him. Thankfully, no one in the house is hurt, but the thieves get away with some Morgan silver dollars worth a couple of $100. What should have been a peaceful night at home turned into a nightmare for the couple inside when this incident occurred. It's still unknown who the individual is, but he was seen holding a lit torch and placing it on the roof of the house. After setting the torch on the roof, the man walked away calmly, despite having just done something terrible. If your house catches fire, get out right away. Call the fire department, warn others, and meet at a predetermined safe spot outside. In February 2022, a woman was watering her plants outside her apartment when 3 armed men approached her. When she attempted to run back inside, they chased her down and struck her in the back of the head. The woman was able to escape and hide in the bathroom while they searched her apartment. Unfortunately, her hiding place didn't last long. They kicked open the door and attacked her and another resident. The suspects took their time collecting valuables before driving away in their white Lexus SUV. Check out this thief's excitement as he jumps out of a car and sprints toward a package on the porch. He grabs it and starts to make his escape, but he doesn't realize that his getaway car has other ideas. The car suddenly starts rolling away, leaving him stranded. Surprised, and without a ride, he drops the package and runs after the car, leaving his stolen loot behind. Talk about a failed heist. Looks like his partner in crime wasn't interested in sticking around. On September 29, 2022, in Queens, New York, 2 thieves broke into a home by smashing a rear sliding door. With no one home, they had all the time they needed to take whatever they wanted. The robbers thoroughly searched the house, filling a large bag with items. Additionally, they found over $50,000 worth of cash and jewelry. On June 3, 2021, an elderly woman was at work in the leasing office of an apartment complex when 2 unknown men walked in, pretending to be customers. She approached them to say hello, but one of them pulled out a weapon. He put her in a chokehold, forced her to the ground, and made her take off her jewelry. While this was going on, the second man searched the office for money. The woman complied with all their demands and even pointed out where the money was, but they showed her no mercy and left their mark before escaping. 2 men stood outside a front door, trying to coax the homeowner out as part of a robbery attempt. They waited and planned what to do next if the person inside refused to open the door. The homeowner wisely chose not to open the door, frustrating the 2 men outside and forcing them to attempt a forceful entry. If someone tries to break into your home, call the police right away and avoid confronting the intruder for your own safety. As the men tried to break down the door, the homeowner called the police, making it a race against time. Because of this, the police were able to arrest the men on the spot when they arrived. In October 2020, around 7 p.m., a couple was arriving at their apartment when, just as they were about to close the door and put away their keys, 2 armed men forced their way in. The suspects quickly drew their weapons and ordered the couple into the bathroom while demanding to know where the money was. Since they had already made a lot of noise, the suspects needed to make sure no one outside heard them. One of the men stepped outside to check if everything was okay before returning to the apartment. After that, the 2 suspects spent nearly an hour searching through the place before calmly leaving with money and other valuables. On December 9th, 2021, an elderly woman parked her car inside the house while her husband closed the automatic gate. Just seconds before the gate fully closed, trouble arrived in a silver hatchback. An armed man jumped out of the vehicle, blocking the door before it shut. He got inside before the husband could react, and once a weapon was aimed at him, he was helpless. The robbers took everything they could from the couple, including jewelry, phones, and their wallets. Although the man tried to resist, he didn't have much chance against a weapon. Still, he didn't hold back when it came to fighting back during the suspect's escape. A front door camera captured a woman using a walker, going about her business on a sidewalk at night, followed closely by 2 masked men in hoodies. Soon after, they commit a terrible act. The woman falls to the ground while the 2 men ruthlessly rob her of all her belongings, leaving her helpless. After being robbed, it's important to ensure your safety by calling the police to report the crime, preserving any evidence, and notifying your bank or insurance company if needed. Sadly, there are no updates on the suspects involved in this frightening crime. In this video, a family from Phoenix, Arizona, was alerted by their doorbell camera to someone claiming they had left their car light on. The homeowner noticed that the person at the door was hanging around suspiciously long and saw another individual lurking in the background, and this was all happening in the middle of the night.
I'm gonna let you know that your car light is on.
Hi, you are currently being recorded.
I just want to let you know that your car light is on.
Hi, you are currently being recorded.
I just want to let you know your car light is on. Try.
Car light is on. The car light is on. The battery.
After the visitors left, she went outside to check her car and found no lights on. To be cautious, she downloaded the footage and shared it on a local neighborhood app, warning her neighbors to be wary if these 2 showed up at their doors. Let me know your thoughts on this. In a usually quiet area of Northside Houston, a peaceful night was disrupted by a frightening home invasion. 3 residents were suddenly threatened by armed intruders. Caught on surveillance footage, 3 masked men attempted to break into a home under the cover of night. One intruder forcefully kicked the door open. Armed with weapons, they stormed into the house. Following tense moments inside, the intruders quickly left the scene, taking stolen items with them and escaping in a getaway car that was waiting nearby. In Richmond, California, this guy was trying to break into someone's house. He checked around the property for any entry points, but the homeowner had their doors and windows locked. After attempting for a while, he eventually gave up and left. In March 2023, around 2 a.m., 3 armed men broke into a Houston apartment by smashing the back patio glass door. The suspects were careful, covering the cameras as they entered the building. What was even scarier was that the residents were awake in their living room and saw everything happening. They didn't even have a chance to call the police. The worst part was that the armed men didn't just take cash or jewelry, they also stole the residents' $4,000 French bulldog. This guy approached someone's truck at night and decided to steal a ladder. He then came back later to steal more items. This guy definitely needs to be in jail. Stealing isn't cool. A woman was attempting to break into a house at night, trying all the doors in the neighborhood. When a man confronted her, she yelled back at him.
Get out there! Hey! Who's yelling at?
What are you doing here?
Who's yelling at?
Get out of here.
I don't have to get out of here.
Get out of here.
You get out of here.
Get out of here right now.
You get the out of here.
Get out of here right now.
I'm not gonna leave.
Oh,
We don't need no cops.
get out of here. Get the out of here. Get out of here. The cops are on the way. Get out of
They're
here.
not. They're not gonna come.
Get out of here.
You get out of here.
Eventually, she decided to flee, but the man chased after her and called the police. The video clip doesn't provide much background, but it shows an older woman approaching the doorbell camera late at night, muttering strange things. Eventually, she takes something out of her pocket and tries to break in, possibly under the influence of something.
It's just, your mother's here. Mommy's home. Mommy's home.
We might never find out what she was after, but it's clear her intentions weren't good. This serves as a reminder to always lock your doors and consider installing a camera system. This guy was caught trying to break into someone's house at night. The homeowner received a notification on his phone and tried to talk to him, but the guy wouldn't listen.
If you'd like to leave a message, you can do it now.
Hello? What are you doing at my door?
Eventually, when he realized he couldn't get in, he left. Stay alert for these creeps, and always keep your doors locked. Security camera footage captured a thief attempting to drive away after being caught trying to steal a parked car. Fortunately, a resident noticed the robbery attempt in time and intervened, stopping it when the criminals realized they were being watched. The video then shows the witness taunting the robber and throwing bottles at his car, having thwarted the robbery attempt.
You wanna try getting in the car again? No, that's not your...
If you witness someone trying to steal a car, it's crucial to call the police immediately, provide a detailed description of the incident, and avoid direct confrontation to ensure your safety. The thief eventually drove away after being confronted and attacked by the witness. In Seattle, Washington, a guy was going around looking for things to steal when the homeowner received a notification on his phone. He tried to talk to the guy, but he wouldn't listen.
Hello? Oh! Hello? 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 Yes, can I help you with something?
I was doing a well check, just making sure everything's alright.
Sir, what are you doing?
Is everything alright?
Sir, what are you doing?
I'm just making sure everything's alright. Thank you, close it out.
The homeowner ended up calling the police, and the guy was arrested. It turned out he had broken into a house in the neighborhood earlier that same day and stolen some items from there. On a sunny day in Rancho Cucamonga, California, a homeowner witnessed an unusual event right in front of her house. Two individuals claiming to work for child care insurance approached, but something about them didn't seem quite right. Suddenly, one of them became upset and started to drive off.
Oh, the child care insurance. I'm like, who's Marco? Let me get you your...
Huh?
What happened?
I backed up, I called him, so I stopped, but he kept going, but I didn't know. Damn it! What happened? What happened?
The homeowner watched as their car started up and narrowly missed causing an accident. She was left shocked and questioning what had just happened. There is no additional information on what occurred with these two strangers afterward. This guy approached someone's property at night and stole a scooter. Fortunately, because of the video evidence, he was arrested and the scooter was recovered. A woman at home received a motion alert from her Ring camera and was shocked to see a man peeking through her window. The man quickly ran away, startled by the camera's alarm. If you notice someone lurking around your house, call the police right away. Avoid confronting the person and make sure all doors and windows are securely locked. Individuals sneaking around properties may be planning crimes like burglary or surveillance, looking for chances to steal, vandalize, or spy unnoticed. Thankfully, the alarm in this instance was enough to deter the intruder. A guy approached a house and knocked on the front door, apparently checking if the homeowner was home. When he got no response, he headed to the backyard to try to break in.
Yo, can I help you? Yo, can I help you?
The homeowner received a motion alert on their phone and decided to speak up, which scared the guy and made him run away. It's pretty satisfying to see his plan fall apart like that. In Vancouver, Washington, a guy went up to someone's porch and started rummaging through their things. When the homeowner called him out, he ran away.
Hey, you got a lighter? Get the off my porch.
There are definitely a lot of creeps out there. In July 2023, thieves stole Steve's 2022 Toyota Highlander from his driveway just 6 minutes after he got home from across the street.
Exactly. Play some charm. Yeah. See you tomorrow? You will. Okay.
11 minutes after he locked the front door, the car was gone.
Where is our car?
Why did my charge broken?
Yeah, somebody broke the window to get in.
In August 2023, Guelph police informed him that his vehicle had been found in a residential complex parking lot. It had minimal damage and was reported by bylaw for accumulating a few tickets. Unfortunately, no arrests have been made yet. Imagine coming home after a long day at work, sleeping soundly, and then waking up to find your car completely burned. That's what happened to a man in Ilford, England. He arrived home late at night, and while he was inside, someone set his car on fire. The incident was reported to the police, and the suspect was arrested. A theft occurred at 10:15 a.m. on the 1100 block of Brookhaven in Royce City, Texas. The vehicle involved is a maroon-colored, newer model Nissan Altima. The Royce City Police Department is seeking public assistance in locating the suspect. On January 28th this year, thieves stole someone's Lexus in the Bay Area in just 3 minutes. They bypassed the rolling key code by using a device that intercepts and replicates the codes. The car was later found burned at the port. The thieves have not been caught yet. In Toronto, a car was stolen late at night right in front of someone's house. 2 men were involved. One used an antenna to capture the key fob signal from inside the house. He had a device in his bag that sent the signal to his accomplice, who used a tool to make the car think the key was inside. They then drove the car to a warehouse, where it's either shipped out to the Middle East or broken down for parts. Hopefully, the victim's insurance covers the theft and reimburses the full value of the car. On November 12, 2022, at 4 a.m., 2 thieves quickly stole a Lexus RX 350 from a driveway on Valora Woods, BLEVD, Vaughn, Ontario. Car thefts are common in Toronto for several reasons. The city's high population density and large urban areas create more opportunities for thieves. Poverty rates in Toronto can also contribute to higher crime rates, including car theft. Its proximity to the US border makes it easier for stolen cars to be transported across the border. Additionally, organized crime groups in Toronto often steal cars for other criminal activities or to ship them out of the country. In Deer Park, Texas, around 9 p.m., a man used a knife to slash the sidewalls of 10 tires on a property. The Deer Park police are now searching for this individual in connection with the vandalism. Anyone with information is encouraged to contact the police. Security footage shows a thief rummaging through recycling bins for personal information and then handing it off to accomplices in a car. They might be part of an organized identity theft ring. It's concerning that someone would go through the trouble of checking the garbage late at night. What could be so valuable? Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with our latest videos.